What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Yakatees, and this is your review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is the reunion part one of four, and you know what? I think I can go ahead and be big screen for today because I'm not giving you guys an episode of the deep dive tomorrow, so why not go ahead and give y'all, the full visual? I'm silly. Just to let y'all know, the way that I'm going to do this reunion, and this is real talk, I'm only talking about big points and developments. So just stupid stuff I'm not doing because there is absolutely no need for a four-part reunion at all. And if I have the strength and the energy, yes, the energy, I will give you all a Salt Lake City review. You're definitely getting one star next week because we know they're going to end with the whole Jen Shaw thing and then pick up next week. If they don't, I will be pleasantly surprised. And in the words of Terrence, I will be gagged. So let's get into the review. Okay, I guess I can get started. And I might renege. I might actually end up talking about a little bit of everything. You never know. All right. I want to give y'all something nice and enjoyable to fill out this Sunday evening, So, Wendy plugs her essential line. Obviously, this is before the actual reunion start. Andy's going through talking to all the ladies. He says she smells nice. She drops her essentials line, which that is a smart thing to do. Plug it as much as you can because, for what it's worth, Bravo is not going to do any extra promotion for you unless you want them to get a percentage of whatever it is your business is. And I'm pretty sure because she debuted her business, unless she has a clause in her contract, Bravo's probably already getting a percentage of her line anyway. Nevertheless, Andy goes and sees Candace. He barely knows the lyrics to Drive Back, but he has the cadence down. Says he can't get out of his head. So that's him doing a plug for her. Mia is the first to sit on the couch, and she says to Andy, "Well, I brought my laptop. I learned from this season. I need to have something because, for what it's worth, Mia is the first one. She's pretty much been the first one at dang near every event slash scene that they have had. So, I mean, not a bad. And her bring a laptop was to do business, but whatever, whatever. So Andy's going. Now we're actually starting the reunion. Andy's going around talking to all the ladies. He asked, I'm sorry, a fan had made mention that Giselle's fashion has improved from last season to this season. Do the women agree? Now he asked her, have you hired a new stylist? She's like, no, same one I've had this whole entire time. Right. And then he asked the ladies, and Candace says, and I don't understand why Candace in this moment, because it's like she's almost fumbling her words, like just say it. But nevertheless, she says, I don't necessarily agree with everything that you wear. And Giselle quickly said, well, I don't agree with everything that you wear. And Candace goes on defense, like, well, what is it you didn't like? She's like, I don't remember, but it looks good on you. And Candace is like, yeah, and if what I wear looks good on me, it probably look good on somebody else. Like Candace, everything. No, look, I dress basic as fuck, so I am not one to talk about fashion. But what I will say, not everything that you wore this season, Candace, was pleasant and appealing. Let me just say that, okay? But yeah, you hit it out the park more than Giselle has. I mean, she showed up looking like the Clark sisters. The I'm not doing that tonight. No, I'm not. Okay. Again, I'm gonna just go ahead and just play along. So, Mia package happens, and the ladies are asked their first impression. Candace said, "I loved her at first," and it seemed like she was taking too long. So Andy just jumped straight to Giselle, which I didn't like because he wouldn't let Candace, expound on what she was trying to say, but allowed Giselle to say, I liked her at first. We had a bumpy road, but she owned her stuff. Which I'm just like, but again, Giselle is his favorite, so he gonna let her talk, whatever. Oh, I also forgot to mention that he played a clip from Nicki Minaj talking to the ladies because she couldn't be there. Andy, you're not that great of an actor, but okay. But back to the whole Mia thing. So when Giselle was just like, well, she owns her ish. Candace like, okay, well, not everything. And now it's these who are trying to compare nothing. Oh, what did she say? So now Mia is asking, okay, well, what have I lied about? We're about to find out. So you had Candace bringing up her having her privates done and said that was a lie. Which I'm surprised she didn't mention the 4 boobs because that was a blatant lie. But I guess she was going so fast trying to fire on all cylinders. And Mia says she talked to her surgeon, and he's like, okay, it's all in the same general area. The ladies just need to grow up. But I believe Ashley asked if she had a C section. She said yes, 3. So then the question is, okay, well, if you had 3 C sections, then why are you getting your private area rejuvenated and all this other stuff? And she was like, because I wanted to. Like, that was her whole thing. And then Wendy jumped in. Again, I really don't like when people really jump in during the reunions, but I understand if you don't make yourself visible, you may not come back. So, but this is Wendy popping off a little bit early saying, but you like missionary, so that doesn't make sense. And I'm just like, Wendy, stop. I feel I'm probably going to spend more time on Mia only because she's new, because everybody else, whatever. But someone, a viewer, asked about Mia and the whole strip club thing. Like, was she a stripper, entertainer? What was it? And because people are trying to figure out who's spending, 10 stacks, for someone to just dance but not really do anything. And here's something that people have to understand: when you're dealing with people in a certain area of business, we'll even say women of the night. There are a lot of men who will just, lay with a woman or man or whatever your preference is, and not want to do anything sexual. Sometimes it's just this person don't know me and I can just sit here and just talk about my problems. Some just want somebody just to stroke their dang on head. Like, people will pay for that. People will pay for the comfort, and I think, and it's more or less the peace than anything else. So people will pay for that. Sometimes people will pay for a fantasy that they're not getting at home. So it's not far fetched. It's only far fetched for people who have no idea that their world exists. I'm friends with a lot of people, so I know these worlds exist. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And Mia was asked about the club name and Gordon and whatnot. She pretty much said, well, she said the name of the club, the men's club, whatever, in North Carolina. Nobody really cares. But G apparently helped build up the VIP. She was asked, is that the reason that you fell in love with him? She was like, no, but I have a friend who's Haitian. When everything happened over in Haiti, he actually helped her build up her business. And it was that compassion and having a heart that made me love him. And, showed me that he has a heart, not just a man that walks barefoot in the club. And I'm just like, hold on, wait, barefoot in the club? Mm-mm. That's not sanitary. Gordon, do better, bro. All right, so I think we're temporarily wrapping up the Mia packaging. I think what's going to happen is, I guess Andy's going to try to hit every lady, and then we'll focus on plot points that happen between 2 or more women. That's what I'm under the impression of. I say that to say he brings up Mia's mother, and she says, well, first she says, she's going to pray for Candace. And Candace look like, I don't need that. Um, she says that her mother is watching her kids currently, which for me I don't think is a major feat, because she was able to watch her kids for 2 days before other ish popped off, and I don't know if they're in Potomac. They might be someplace else, because if they're still in Potomac, then your mother watching your kids for half a day still isn't a major feat. Nevertheless, let you have it, because I still don't believe that storyline in its totality. Then the whole business, no, a fan asks, why does she act so self-made when G gave her everything? And the way that I best understood it is before they got together, he owned a slew of McDonald's, which there's nothing wrong with that. There are some people that all they do is they'll create a franchise. Once that franchise is good and they've made enough money to buy another plot of land to build another one, literally do that and get to a point where they no longer have to do nothing but put people in places and they just sit back and let the money make itself. So that's not far fetched to believe. Okay, he owned that. She said she owned Massage NVs, but we didn't get a number on that. And then he cashed out on all the McDonald's franchises that he owned, and then invested into her Massage Envies. And then some way, shape, form, fashion, we got these chiropractic places. I don't understand, but hey, that's the best that I can give. If y'all have a better way to explain it, please do it in the comments for me. So we got the Jizzy package. I swear, I'm over here eating, chicken salad on Townhouse. Oh, here we go. Gosh, start a green screen. Townhouse crap. Oh, F it. I'm not doing this with y'all. Screw y'all. Anyway, but they asked about who she was dating, and it was Van Jones, because Wendy was just saying that she knew someone that said they dated her. Okay, I don't know who's really admitting that, but she knows someone that said he was dating Giselle, but she doesn't know if that was the actual person that she was dating. She says Van Jones, and then Wendy's like, oh, well, he wouldn't like her because he likes women of integrity. And we smooth just ease right on by that, okay? Now, what was funny about that is the whole him liking women of integrity is a play on them saying that she didn't have substance. I caught that. And then you have them playing around with this whole timeline of her with Jamal, this and the third, don't know about the count. And Whitney's just like, because she was saying it was after the holidays, like January-ish, and Whitney's like, okay, well, that's bull. Let's cut the BS. Because in December, he did, a live pretty much saying that he wasn't in a relationship. And they didn't play that. Because, again, they're protecting Jizzy. But you have her just like, well, we both we're figuring it out. She was, because she was saying we both were figuring it out. Just like, yeah, y'all both were seeing different people because this was a farce, because y'all were lying to people. We understand. You're full of it. So to end the Giselle thing, Jamal and his taxes got brought up, and Karen was trying to say to Giselle, because y'all were still married for the last year, so 1 year out of all the years of the whole tax debt, because I went through it, you may want to lower you up. And rather than her just take this advice, she's being, oh, well, it doesn't matter. My house is paid for. That doesn't involve me. I pay my taxes, da, da, da. And then it's like, okay, but this could inadvertently affect your children, though. And even if the time lapses happen and they can't come her, which, again, I don't know. I will like to think that they can. But regardless, dang, somebody's just trying to get, and this, from my viewpoint, Karen wasn't even trying to attack her. Whatever. So we get to Candace, reel. She still isn't paying Chris monetarily. She's asked, well, Jizzy brings up the fact that, so you watching it back, you see that your mother was playing Duck, Duck, Goose with everybody at, your video shoot telling the business. So why you mad at us? She could be mad at both parties. Now, she should be thoroughly upset with Dottie, but she had every right to be upset with y'all. And here's the thing. I understand it. If the mom is finna sit here and pour, hit my cup, go ahead. This is me keeping it one thing. If you want to give me the information, okay. And since you giving the information, I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. Look, I'm just being honest. I really am. but I will own my ish. You feel what I'm saying? So whatever. Um, Andy asks her, "How is Chris taking seeing that footage play back?" She asks for tissue, and she, and then Andy's like, "Oh, I should probably fold it up." This man is folding it to a square. She's like, "No, I can fold it when I tell y'all." I'm over here laughing. I'm just like, Andy, you ain't ish. But I was here for it. But she was saying that her family is never going to be the same, and she doesn't know what to do about it. Yes, you do. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly how to rectify this. You just don't want to. Because what you need to do is you need the same way you give your husband that energy, you need to sit your mother down. Regardless of that being mother daughter, you need to sit her down, adult to adult, and pretty much let her know what the boundaries are, what you will and what you won't accept. Set the boundary and literally hold her to those boundaries. Every time she step over that line, you check her immediately. So she understands. And if your mother don't want to do it, then your mother don't need to be a part of your life at this particular point in time. And you can sit here and sideline her until she knows how to get right and get with the program. You know what to do, but Dot must be giving you something. She must be given something, which is the reason why you can't do it. Because if you had full independence, you would. Okay, so a lot happened in the last 10 minutes. I was just so engulfed in it that I didn't take any notes. I'm not going to rewind do any of that. So I'm gonna just sit here and just run it. If I miss anything, we can talk about it in the comments, and of course we'll talk about it on the whether you like it or not panel tomorrow. I don't know whose channel is gonna be on, so yeah, just make sure you subscribe to everybody. So Candace said that she cursed her mother out in a way that she never has. She somewhat regret. Look, I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with you. I understand that. I've recently done that with my mother. I just don't regret it because my mother is a habitual line stepper and she gets way more grace than anybody else. Anybody else. And for well over a year, she just been saying and doing little ish, and I have been on my Meredith from the Salt Wives. Shout out to Terrence giving you the real tea, and also Gags with tea. Subscribe to both of them channels because she didn't say something. I was like, okay, well, hold on, and I would disengage. Where it's just like, you know what? Rather than me say something, here's the thing: I am her child. Like I am the most like her in terms of personality. The only thing is my mouth is worse. And I will say some stuff that will cut you deep, and I'm not going to care about your feelings. I don't care who you are and what your relation is to me. One day she decided that she wanted to start with me, and you know what? I had time that day. All I'm gonna say is this: my mom ain't said nothing crazy to me since. Now there have been times where I have went off on her, but no, this one it was just she got cussed out. And it was one of those where it's just like, it is what it is. And I told her, the very next time you come me the way that you have been coming at me, I'm going to just give it back to you. Just the way that you're giving it to me. Chances are, I'm probably going to do what I do to everybody else and give it to you way worse than what you gave it to me because it's an equal greater reaction on y'all. So she said she did it. She crying. Okay, cool, whatever. She'll get the hell over it. Um, Let me see. Escala was asked, you brought up Karen's drinking, but you thought that Mia was foul for what she did. And they could have stayed on that with Escala because she's on the couch now. Only because why would you bring that up? Where did we know where it came from? But where did that come from and what pushed you to say it? But whatever. And Candace is, being held to the fire about her mouth and, the things that comes out of her mouth. Andy is literally equating what happened last year to what's going on now and saying, okay, well, there was an incident, actually three separate incidents, one with her and Ashley, her and Monique, and now her and Mia, and pretty much saying that in all three of these instances, you happen to be the common denominator. And Candace is not taking the whole, you're not going to blame me getting hit on my mouth. We're not even going to discuss that. If y'all want to know my opinions on that, watch my playlist from last season, and you'll know my opinion. I'm a hood dude. That's all you need to know. What else? Um, Andy, was saying that he wakes up, pretty much every day to somebody saying fire you. She's like, well, what about the other people? Andy is pretty much trying to have her stay focused, which I can understand it. Where it's just like, don't worry about everybody else. I'm talking about you. You even had what's that girl name? Jizzy say, has she clocked you? I mean, and is even saying to her like, you go off sometime, and it's like you're not there now. I want y'all to pay close, excuse me, very close attention to that, because literally trying to paint her a certain way, pretty much just saying like you get so upset that you black out. Candace is no longer there, and there is somebody else there. She's trying to pay. Oh, I cannot stand Jizzy, and I'm trying to be PG for this review, so I can't say everything of what I really want to say. And let me see. I'm gonna just end it with this. So then you have Candace bring up Mia and pretty much say to her that she did not like how she was trying to blame her mother possibly relapsing on her. And Wendy even said, I want to, touch and agree with that statement. And Candace pretty much just like, you brought her on here as your storyline. So if your mother were to relapse, it is your fault. Mia is saying that my mother wanted to share her story to inspire people. I call BS. They're talking over each other, and that's just pretty much kind of sort of what we ended off. Again, I left out some things. That's okay. We can talk about it in the comments. We'll talk about it tomorrow, definitely. But I want to hurry up, get off so I can upload this, because it's always a race between Terrence and I who gets their video up first, and I want to hear his response. So, excuse me. Thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace out.